Another day on the farm. So as I've recently figured out, the electric fencing that I did using old horse wire is pretty bad. It's not as effective, and I've got quite small wieners in that hat there, and the bigger ones in there. So I'm gonna go around with the help of Mark there, who's a guy who does metal detecting on the farm. So give me a hand. We're going to put stock fencing perimeter around and then use electric to split the paddock up. So I think that'd be a bit more secure with the road there and the railway line by those trees there. So hopefully that works. Yeah, we've got 2 reels here, a few more back home if we run out. So fencing 101 or 102. Myself here and Mark the metal detector, we'll call him, helping me put stock fencing in because the pigs we've got are small enough to go under the fence. The horse fence I used is not good enough. So we're gonna use stock fencing, and to tighten it, because I haven't got a fence tightener, we're gonna use the strop with a crowbar, weave it through and pull it tight on the other end, and hopefully it's gonna tighten. Drive along. Our keys are in. I learned this crowbar trick from my friend Rob, who's a farmer in East Sussex. And yeah, because obviously cost of getting a contractor to do the fencing is expensive. Yeah, so just a case of trying to make do with what we've got. Those little black connectors on the posts or the wire holders, they were so annoying because I should have taken them out before. We had to go back and keep taking them out as I pulled the fence because it kept catching. But yeah, it wasn't the tightest fence. It still got kept the pigs in. Pigs haven't got onto the road again. Yeah, it did the job. Professional fencers, I'm sure there's a more efficient way of doing it than what I was doing. Please advise. So by the point I was getting to doing this, I thought I'd sussed it all out. It wasn't a corner post, so I was chancing it. Did my strop trick, well, a quiet trick from my friend Rob, with the crowbar, and yeah, we'll wait and see how it unfolded. I should have listened to that first creak, to be honest. So yeah, that meant that I had to tighten the fence by hand, which meant using the crowbar, the claw part of the crowbar, hooking it into the fence, and then sort of using the post as a sort of like a fulcrum. It's like what you'd have on a seesaw or like a pivot, and then just leaning into it to create tension, and then tapping the staples or the sort of fencing nails in to hold the fence straight. It looks fairly tight on the video, probably not as tight, but it did the job, and it keeps the pigs in, so I can't complain too much. The pigs having their breakfast. I've had to do a bit more robust fencing. as you can see, because the other horsey electric fence did not do any work, because 10 of these were on the roundabout behind those trees yesterday. In the morning I was jogging on the road at like 5:45 with a bag, shaking a bag, them running after me. So yeah, the fencing's done, so hopefully they stay in. We've got smaller ones in here, which I've put stock fencing all the way around for them because they can get under the wire. And then I've put a wire inside the paddock just to give them this square, because I'm going to try and rotate them. If I split the square into 4, I just rotate them around. And my friend Rex is watching them intently. A bit of patchwork to try and stop the pigs getting on the road. As you can see, it's just there. I've got an electric fence in here, which once I've trimmed along, I mowed the other day, but it's all grown back. Once I've trimmed along, hopefully that shouldn't earth off the grass. I've got a bit of a buffer there. I mean, it's not smart. It's so hard to get in there, and I don't really want to spend time cutting all this goat fodder. So that will do for now. Done a little bit there as well. So they've been out today for the first time. In this big group, only 2 got through the fence, the others respected it, so 2 out of 29, which is pretty good. And then in the other group I can see 2 little ones there. The others are probably in the hut, hiding in the shade. They've got stock fencing all around, so they're all good for now. Hello. We finally have water pipe to connect, so I don't have to keep carrying a 25-litre jerry can of water to and from the water tank at the end of the field. So I'm going to have a go at connecting some pipe from down there somewhere. I've got 400 meters altogether, 100 meters down there. Didn't buy brand new because it costs a lot of money. So I found 100 meters on Facebook Marketplace off like a building site where they didn't need it anymore. They were building a swimming pool and they didn't need it anymore. So that was 35 quid for 100 meters. I was like, win. And then I've just got 300 meters here. I picked up from a sheep farmer in Salisbury. James, thank you very much. 150 quid, lovely. Yes, it's not new, but again, I keep saying this, that it costs so much money to start from scratch. Like, I've always heard people say farming is expensive. It costs a lot of money. Like, I had to buy them because normally I cut it with a knife, but it doesn't cut it clean. And then you've got these things, the connectors. Like, I feel so guilty how before, when I was younger, I never used to look after these connectors, just leave them on the floor. And I remember even being told off by my boss David for leaving like a tap, which I think is like, some of them are like 20 odd quid. So yeah, I'm very quickly realizing that it's an expensive hobby, farming, and or job or lifestyle even. So but yeah, let's get to some water connecting. There it is, my brand new 100 meter reel for 35 quid. Yes, we did have to drive to Guildford, but we were going to Kent to pick up the pigs with my mum, and I was like, yeah, I'm not missing this deal. So the plan is to connect the pipe down here on that trough. So initially I thought I was going to cut that, put a T-piece on it, but rather than do that, I'm going to take that one off the pipe because it's the same system or same connection type, and then T-piece it. Obviously also because I've got a tap, I can save any leak or stop any leakage or any water running. Connect the T-piece between that and the long reel, and then cut a small bit to go up into the tap to fill up that there. So, and I'm going all the way up there. I hope the pressure's good over that hill to the fence, and we've got the troughs. There's 2 troughs about there and there, so hopefully it works. Literally the joy I've got
the thought of not needing to carry water like I'm back home in Kisumu is very, very good. I have to unwind it so that it doesn't stay kinked like that. But yeah, so that's where I'm going. Where that bush is, around there, that's where the water troughs are. So it's not too bad. I reckon probably 200-300 meters, which will work nicely. Hope it's not more than 400, because that's all I've got at the moment. I forgot my tripod, so I'm using one of their water caps to prop the phone. How good is that? Nice clean cut as well. Not like when you cut it with a knife, it always gets angled. Nice clean cut. Lovely job. This is what it looks like when you cut it with a knife. It needs to be cleaner than that, otherwise if it's not level, as you can see it's a bit curved, the water leaks. I think the pigs know I'm setting up the water. Rex, what do you think of them? I think these lot are definitely feisty. You're gonna have a run for your money, Rex. I was gonna change the ball valves in there, but I haven't got a spanner big enough to undo that, and I'm not undoing it by hand. That needs a ball replacing, so I'm just gonna put a new thing, and then this one, yeah, that needs a new one as well. So yeah, that'll have to be done another time. But I think the water, we got enough pipe to fill up. Ooh, without having to carry a jerry can all the way from down there. Obviously, no, I drove down there, fill up jerry can on a water tank, and then reverse back, fill it up. So you need about 10 to 12 jerry cans to fill these up. So yeah, I'm glad I'm not going to do that anymore. And then after tomorrow, it'll all be plumbed in into tanks, and yeah, it'll be good to go.